Oh, poor President Biden. That poor bastard can't even stay upright on a bicycle. It was a humiliating metaphor over the weekend when the commander-in-chief got his foot caught on a pedal strap and fell over like a fainting goat to concerned yet unsurprised gasps. The president, oh, he's old, he's tired, he's almost 80. His approval ratings are in the toilet. Visible Dems are ready to push him aside and hope some new unicorn/donkey hybrid can flounce in and save the party. But that's not going to happen before the midterms. You know what will happen? Higher gas, worse inflation, kids dying in the desert trying to make it to safety. And the president is going to fail, fumble, and screw up, all while drowning in a bucket of excuses that are falling on deaf ears. Every time the president tumbles or freestyles to the point of almost causing nuclear annihilation, his committee of minders follows him closely behind and cleans things up with phrases like what he meant to say and what really happened. Even his latest propagandist is failing and flailing when she's asked basic questions about her boss's brouhahas. Watch.
Does the president have the stamina, physically and mentally, do you think, to continue on even after 2024?
Don, you're asking me this question. Oh my gosh, he's the president of the United States. You know, I can't even keep up with it. We just got back from New Mexico. We just got back from California. That is not a question that we should be even asking. Just look at the work that he does. Look how he's delivering for the American public.
What is he delivering? A burning bag of dog crap? And yes, that is exactly the question we should be asking about the President of the United States. And she can't keep up with him? What the hell is wrong with her? A healthy 47-year-old woman can't keep up with an oatmeal-mouthed, frail little geriatric? Is she the one we should be worried about? Remember when then President Trump's physician, Ronnie Jackson, withstood a 50-minute press onslaught when he gave 45 a clean bill of health? Does Trump wear dentures? Is he addicted to drugs? Where is that level of skepticism now for a man who can't stay on his feet without training wheels and water wings? If numerous polls from every major news organization are to be believed, the president has fallen and he can't get up. The country deserves better than to be held hostage by a man whose foot is caught in the pedal and blames the bike as our country crashes and burns. Can't have that, and that's the memo. Yeah. The president said he's feeling fine after the incident. He spoke to reporters today about the whole ordeal. Of course, we're very glad he's doing okay. We want him to be well. It was an embarrassing little episode. But what does it say about our rapidly aging leadership? The panel is back. Guy Benson, Juan Williams, Olivia Rondeau. So, Gaia, we'll start with you. Is there an exhausted little pixie at the White House who just has to churn out excuse after excuse after excuse?
That's much more exhausting than trying to keep up with the president. Everyone can keep up with this president. Yeah. And so that line from the press secretary was a bit much. Look, I'm glad that he's fine. It was a bit of a scary moment because falls are serious when you get older. I'm not saying that to be smart or, sarcastic at all. It can be a serious thing, and he tries to keep himself in good physical shape. He bikes a lot, and that was one of those timber moments, and you hoped he was okay, and he is. But you're right. It's a metaphor about the presidency at the moment. Nothing seems to be going well, including this sort of insult to injury clip that went all over social media. And these are not the best of days for the Biden administration, and a lot of the damage is self-inflicted.
Yeah, it really is. So it's interesting because there was so much concern about President Trump's physical and mental health. And from the early days of his administration, a lot of people were talking about invoking the 25th Amendment. Why aren't we hearing more of that with the Biden administration, Juan?
I think we hear it from Republicans all the time. They all talk about him as infirm, demented, weak.
Libertarians
the
say
fact
it too.
is, the guy's almost 80. The guy's almost 80 years old. He's an old man. I don't think there's any question about that. I think in some ways you could be impressed he's out there biking. But he did have a fall. And I must tell you, I was surprised today It was the #1 most read article in the New York Times on Sunday was about Joe Biden's fall.
Yeah.
So it's not just Republicans. I think a lot of people think, gee, you know, he's elderly. And you hear this, by the way, from the left wing of the party that says, why isn't he more aggressive? I'd like to have a Democratic president to take it on another old man, Mitch McConnell, and another old man,
They're all old.
Donald Trump. More
Jim
aggressively. Those
Clyburn,
guys are going out there,
Nancy
they're throwing
Pelosi,
punches.
They're
you know.
all approaching 100. But it is kind of exciting, Olivia, because you never know what's going to happen next.
It is a little bit exciting. It's also a little bit scary. I almost feel bad for him. I mean, if not for the '94 crime bill and the fact that he sniffs little girls, I might, you know, be like, oh my God, that's somebody's grandpa. Why are we laughing that he fell? But I am laughing. And also, it's a little bit elder abuse. I mean, if this was anybody else, people would be like, come on, grandpa, like, it's time to retire. You could be a Walmart greeter. Like, let's pack it up. Let's retire to Florida. If he was the CEO of a company, the shareholders and the board members would have already gotten together and be like, hey, this guy has run his course. You know, he's not mentally all there. He's physically depreciating. You know, we got to get him out of here. He's causing our company to lose money. He's causing our country to lose money.
Yeah.
So that's where I stand on that.
All right.